Hey everybody, I'm Ryan. Today we're going to talk about the Order of the Silver Hand in World of Warcraft. It's still really hot out, and my neck kind of hurts, so I'm sorry if I'm going to be like doing the robot and sweating during this video. Ow, that hurt. But see what I put myself through for you! All the stuff I mentioned in this video, I'm going to be making more videos about. If you're interested in that, check out the description. If I have done one of the videos, then there'll be links for it there. And also a list of videos I plan on making. The Order of the Silver Hand is a derivative of the Church of the Holy Light, and was named after the silver hand of the keeper, Tyr. Early human tribes told the story of a hero who sacrificed his hand in his fight against evil, and replaced it with a pure silver one, Tyr. This silver hand would become a symbol, especially for the humans of the Church of the Holy Light, of the belief that only through personal sacrifice can lasting justice be achieved. The Knights of the Silver Hand, in order to stop the incredible amount of casualties of priests and clerics of the Holy Order of Northshire Clerics that accompanied soldiers during the First and Second Wars, while fighting the Orcs and being killed relentlessly. Overall, this was basically an attempt to make sure priests could defend themselves, conceived by Archbishop Alonsus Faol. They trained knights in the ways of the light, and priests in the ways of martial combat. With Lothar's permission, Faol recruited knights that showed aptitude with the Holy Light, and had loyalty, bravery, and honor. He also selected the most promising of his own priests. The original paladins were anointed in Alonsus Chapel in Stratholme by Alonsus Faol himself. These students were the paladins, and the group, the Order of the Silver Hand. Stratholme served as a base of operations for the organization, and they used the light to comfort their allies and kill their enemies. They were the light in the darkness for the Alliance. And what helped even more is that the armies of Lordaeron were deeply religious, which propelled the paladins even further into leadership roles. The Tome of Divinity states it best. In all things, paladins must reflect the light, which supplements our strength. To strive to be divine for one of our kind does not mean we strive for godhood. We strive to be good in all actions. Although called upon to smite evil in these harsh times, you must always remember that it's aiding others that will truly set you apart from the other citizens. Compassion, patience, bravery, these things mean as much to a paladin as strength in battle. Know this well, and never forget it. Faol also presented a set of enchanted librams written by Mereldar, one of the founders of the idea of following the light, to the paladins, and challenged them to become the living embodiments of what the tombs represented. Turalyon, who is a priest that helped forge the Alliance of Lordaeron, received the Tomb of Protection. Saiden Dathrohan, who was a man gifted with immense strength, was given the Libram of Holiness. Tirion Fordring, who is a knight renowned for his zeal and resilience, received the Libram of Retribution. Uther, who had apprenticed under Faol for many years, and was an accomplished knight and pious believer in the light, received the Libram of Justice. The last was Gavinrad the Dire, who was from Stormwind, and a battle-hardened knight of the First War, received the Libram of Compassion. Faol instructed them to lead simple lives and seek no fortune in war. Lothar had Turalyon and Uther serve as lieutenants for the Alliance in the Second War. The Horde in the Second War created the Death Knights in an attempt to counter the Alliance's paladins. The paladins fended off their necromantic magics with holy energies. The paladins worked day and night, mending the wounded and filling the Alliance with resolve and courage. They were pivotal in the Alliance winning the Second War. In the final battle, the paladins and the Alliance captured the Orcs instead of killing them. After the war, the paladins worked with the Church of the Holy Light to rebuild Alliance lands. Turalyon and some others had gone into the Dark Portal to close it and destroy the Horde so that the Horde could never invade again. Statues of those who were lost when the portal closed were erected in Stormwind, thinking they were dead. The Silver Hand dedicated themselves to safeguarding the land. Only Turalyon was trapped in Draenor. All others remained on Azeroth. The Order of the Silver Hand began training new paladins. Tirion Fordring was exiled and excommunicated from the Silver Hand for protecting the Orc Eitrigg after the Second War, after Eitrigg saved his life. Trials in Lordaeron were presided over by the 4 highest-ranking members of the Alliance. His trial was presided over by Lord Admiral Daelin Proudmoore, Archmage Antonidas, Archbishop Alonsus Faol, and Prince Arthas. Uther Lightbringer was the judge. Orion pled guilty, because in order to atone for his crime, he would have to forsake his honor and denounce Eitrigg. Uther excommunicates Tirion from the Knights of the Silver Hand, stripped of his life-given powers, his holdings and titles, and is exiled. Arthas Menethil was the Prince of Lordaeron and became a paladin in the Knights of the Silver Hand. During the Third War, the plague of the Scourge that was turning humans into undead finally reached Stratholme. The citizens there were infected, but had not yet turned into undead. The Paladin of the Silver Hand and the Prince of Lordaeron, Arthas, wanted to cull the city before the citizens turned. The issue is that means they would be killing their own citizens. Uther, his mentor, refused to slaughter innocent people. Arthas, frustrated with Uther's defiance, accused him of treason, disbanded the Knights of the Silver Hand, and sent Uther away. He then went on to burn the city to the ground and cull his own citizens. Arthas was obsessed with killing the Dreadlord Mal'Ganis, and was convinced that the Runeblade Frostmourne was the only thing that could. He went to Northrend to retrieve it, but when he touched it, it claimed his soul, and he was eternally bound to the Lich King. And since Arthas took the Lordaeron fleet to Northrend, the Silver Hand was stretched incredibly thin. Sir Thomas, one of the paladins, is left fighting the Scourge. Baron Rivendare worked to help feed his people, but the food he gave them was tainted, and they turned undead. Sir Thomas worked tirelessly to put these citizens to a final rest. However, there's evidence that points to Rivendare purposefully infecting his own citizens. Arthas returned, and leading the Scourge, destroyed the kingdoms of Lordaeron and Quel'thalas, in the process, murdering his own father, King Terenas. When Uther attempted to end Arthas' madness, Arthas didn't hesitate killing his former mentor. After the Knights of the Silver Hand broke up during the Third War, some paladins wished to continue their fight against the Scourge. Some of these paladins founded the Scarlet Crusade. The Scarlet Crusade were complete zealots, killing the Scourge and any who they suspected was infected with the undead plague. They went town to town, killing anyone who showed any sign of infection, much like Arthas did with Stratholme. Their intolerance led them to despise not just undead, but any non-human race, seeing them as lesser. Their Lord Commander was one of the original paladins, Saiden Dathrohan, who was actually the Dreadlord Balnazzar. The Argent Dawn were also paladins, who were former members of the Silver Hand. They were similar to the Scarlet Crusade, but less fanatical, and would accept non-humans as members. Tirion Fordring later emerged from his exile, reformed the Silver Hand, and later took his place as the High Lord of the Silver Hand. After the Battle of Lightsoat Chapel, Tirion merged the Silver Hand with the Argent Dawn, creating the Argent Crusade, to take the fight to the Lich King in Northrend. During the Third Invasion of the Burning Legion, and following the defeat of the Argent Crusade in the Battle for the Broken Shore, and the death of Tirion Fordring, the Order of the Silver Hand was formally re-established. The new Silver Hand merged the Paladins of Stormwind and Ironforge, the Vindicators of Hand of Argus, the Blood Knights of Silvermoon, and the Sunwalkers of Mulgore. Their new base was in a hidden sanctum beneath Lightsoat Chapel. So hope you enjoyed this video and learning about the Paladins, the Knights of the Order of the Silver Hand. If you did enjoy it, please be sure to thumbs up, please be sure to subscribe. Also check me out on other platforms, on Twitter, Instagram, and especially Twitch. I'm creating a cool community there and would love for you to join it. I'm gonna go rest because my neck hurts really, really bad. Don't get injured. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.